Hello again to all my friends, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages. Today we are going to be looking at chapter 1.7, which is Order of Operations. You may be wondering to yourself, hey, why is the Snapchat logo there? Or why is Larry the bird there? And yes, if you didn't know, the Twitter logo or icon or mascot, this guy's name is Larry. He's named after Larry Bird, who was a basketball player long time ago before you were born. There's also Facebook, and I know many of my students, when I ask them, they say, sir, we don't use Facebook. I don't know how old you think we are, but we don't use it. And then there is the Instagram logo, both old and new. Personally, I like the old one better, but, to each their own. By the way, it is Mr. Benjamin, if you didn't know already. Always smiling. Happy to be here. Our learning goals for today. Our learning goal is to apply the rules for order of operations. That's something that you may not have heard before, but it is something that you need to follow when performing long equation questions. The way we do this is by using the acronym BEDMAS. BEDMAS, if you've never heard of it before, I'm going to explain what it means. The B stands for brackets. Anytime you have brackets in a question, so for example, if I have brackets, open bracket, 2 plus 4, that answer would be 6. And this is always done first, before anything else. The next question, or the next letter, stands for exponents. And I know we've covered exponents together. So for example, if I have 5 to the power of 3, that would equal 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. And that would be 125. This is always done second. So brackets are first and exponents are second. The third thing we do together, now these two are kind of grouped together, it's division and multiplication. And you always do this third. Oh, that's horrible. I'm going to write that again. From left to right. Now what that means is if I have 4 multiplied by 2 divided by 2, I would always start on the left-hand side. So I would do 4 multiplied by 2, which equals 8, and divide that by 2, which equals 4. I'm going to get rid of all that so I can write the rest of my work. A and S, this is, that bracket. I'm going to try that again. This is addition and subtraction. And this is always done last, but it is also from left to right. So for example, if I have 3 minus, nope, not going to do that. 3 minus 1 plus 6. The answer to that would be 3 minus 1 is 2 plus 6, 8. So let's try some examples. It's always better to learn with examples. So, my question here, say this is question number 1. 4 multiplied by, open bracket, 3 minus 1 multiplied by 3, close bracket, plus 8 divided by 2. So that's a lot of operations in one. We are going to start, because of BEDMAS, we'll always remember BEDMAS. The first thing we do is the brackets. Now what's in brackets here? We've got 3 minus 1 multiplied by 3. Okay, we've got 2 different operations in here. Are we going to do the subtraction first or the multiplication first? If we look back to BEDMAS, brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So division and multiplication come before addition and subtraction. So in this case, we have to do the 1 multiplied by 3 before we do the 3 minus 1. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all those texts to make it look better. Now, whenever I'm doing a BEDMAS question, the first step I take is to write an equal sign. So what I'm saying is this line above here will then be equal to the line below it. That's why I start with an equal sign. 4 multiplied by open bracket. So the first thing I do, like I said, is 1 multiplied by 3. So we'll have 3 minus 3. Close that bracket. Plus 8 divided by 2. Now, this bracket is still there. I still have to work this out. So my next line will be equals 4. I'm repeating the 4 because I haven't done anything with it yet. So as long as you haven't done anything with a variable in the question, it goes on to the next line. 4 multiplied by 3 subtract 3 is 0. I can get rid of the brackets now because I don't need them anymore. Plus, 8 divided by 2. So you can see this line here, 8 divided by 2, has not changed the entire time because we haven't used it yet. Now, I've got 4 multiplied by 0 plus 8 divided by 2. I don't have any more brackets left. I don't have any exponents in this question. I have division and multiplication and addition and subtraction left. Whatever we do, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, it's always left to right. Always left to right, okay? So we're going to start from the left-hand side. We're going to do 4 multiplied by 0. Well, 4 multiplied by 0 should just equal 0, right? 0 plus 8 divided by 2. So now we're left with nothing on this side, 0. It's just 8 divided by 2, and that equals 4. So our first example, our answer is 4. Second example, we don't have any brackets in this case, but I'm still going to write BEDMAS out, so we always remember what to do. So there's no brackets, don't have to worry about that. There's no exponents, but there is a square root sign. Now, square root, as we remember, is very similar to our exponents. So we're actually going to do square root where we would do exponents. Now, as always, we're going to write our equal sign. 2, because we haven't done anything with that 2 yet. Now, all of this jazz here, I can't find the square root of 2 plus 4 divided by 2. I have to do the work inside of this square root before I can find the square root. So it's going to be 2 plus the square root of... Now, am I going to do the 2 plus 4, or am I going to do the 4 divided by 2? Well, let's look back to BEDMAS. Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. I have to do the division before I do the addition. So it's going to be 2 plus 4 divided by 2 gives us 2, and all that is multiplied by 3. Now my next line, I still have that division sign, or that square root sign. So I have to do 2 plus square root, 2 plus 2 gives me 4, and that's all multiplied by 3. Now I can do the square root, which is 2 plus the square root of 4 is 2, and I still have that multiplied by 3 sign there. Now for this next line, I've done my brackets, I've done my exponents, I have division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. I have 2 plus 2, and I have 2 multiplied by 3. I have to do the 2 multiplied by 3 before I can add that 2 on. So this 2 has been with us the entire time. 2 plus 2 multiplied by 3 gives us 6. And our final line equals 8. So we're going to give you a try this, and this is your skill testing question. Anytime you win a lottery award or a prize from a restaurant or fast food chain, they will often have a quote-unquote skill testing question. So you have to be able to answer something like this. Now, please, always keep in mind BEDMAS, brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. When it comes down to these, left to right. But you always do your brackets first. So a hint is to do this here first. And a second hint, before you can add 32 to 5 squared, you have to do 5 squared. Alright, keep that in mind. See, even SpongeBob is telling you, BEDMAS, keep that in mind. And we're going to say thank you for watching. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.